All right, guys, so welcome back. So I'm doing this intro right now because I screwed up the first three files of my video because I I moved over to a new laptop and I went to copy the files from the SD card to the new laptop. I realized that I didn't set it up right. You know what? Bottom line is I screwed up. So you're gonna kind of come into like a video where I'm saying, hey, I didn't explain this to you guys. And you'll say, what are you talking about? Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of it's several new 3D printed rotors and stands, and anyway, you're gonna come into like the very beginning, but not the beginning, the idiot beginning that I did. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, enjoy. All right, so I realized that I really didn't give you guys an overview of this thing. So this guy here is weighted down with a lot of, you can even see it in there. Yeah, you can see it in there. This guy here is weighted down. So I tilted over and I printed hollow. I put a bunch of, I think it was bolts in there, and then I poured resin in there. So this is really heavy, and it's screwed down. This guy, of course, is a VCR bearing, which are the best. See, that's exactly what I want to get it going. I want to do what's called countersinking, because I did that like 15 years ago, but I had it set up different back then. It was more circular rotors, and it was either they were all facing out south on both sides, or it was south-north. I don't really remember, but I'm going to play with this though. And of course, I got to get a coil over here and then see what kind of output I can get on this guy, or see how. And it's funny because if I go like this and I let it just go, it'll actually keep going for quite a while. It'll slow down, but then one will hit it and speed it up again. It's kind of like that thing in Iron Man that was going, I forget what they're called, unbalanced bars or whatever they're called. Yeah, see, it'll speed up and it will slow down. It'll go for quite a while, but I'm not going to make you watch that. So I'm going to try to set this guy up first. Look at it, it's even speeding it up. It's crazy. Because it would have stopped, if it was by itself, it would have stopped by now. Yeah, see, it's really speeding up a lot. That's crazy. It didn't do that before. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so I've got it set up, and I'm going to use one of Sky Collection's coils that he gave me a while ago. I've got this down here because it broke in the corner, but the coil is fine. And I'm going to use a single coil. I've got the circuit all set up. I have a power supply, but I don't have a freaking plug for it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is why I hate not being in my own shop. If I was in my own shop, I'd have everything. So I'm trying to figure out, what can I do? There's got to be something I can do. I could jerry-rig the power supply, but that's kind of dangerous. I don't believe it. I've got batteries. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I just realized I have power drills over there that have batteries on them. I might be able to do something with those. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so welcome back. So I got it set up like this. I've got, here, I've got the coil from Sky Collection, and I've got it set up kind of weird. I'm not really trying to do anything here, but let me turn it on. So, whoa. Let me turn these away. So it's actually doing what I was talking about before. It's countersinking. It's going in the opposite direction that you would think it would go. And it's producing it's producing 144 volts out of this guy here. My battery is dying on my camera, so I've got to do something. But anyway, it's kind of cool. 144 volts coming from this guy. And what's really weird is if I do it the correct way, it won't stay this speed. It only works when it's countersinking, which is kind of weird. Let me turn it off. Got to change the battery out of this bad boy. I think next I'll do, I'll set this guy up. Anyway, stay tuned. All right, so I changed the battery out. So what I mean by countersink, I think you guys can figure it out, but if I turn this way, this guy should turn that way, right? Makes sense. But what I actually do is turn it the opposite way, and it actually speeds up. Well, it's also speeding up because this guy is running it. But at the same time, if I stop it, come on, if I stop it, and I try to do it the right way, like go like this, and then go like that. Oh yeah, I guess it does work because it is running off of that. It wasn't doing it before. Oh well. Maybe if I, let me do it the right way without running that guy there. Let me turn this off, because I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I can't do it if I have it also running off of that one too. It doesn't make any sense, right? Come on. All right, let me unhook this guy. All right. It'll keep it going, but I don't think it runs the way it should when it's running that way. Yeah, see, it slows down running that way, and it shouldn't, because right now it's not running off of that. But running countersinking, it runs fine, which is really weird. Like I said, I did that once before. Let me turn it off. I did that once before many years ago, but I didn't have the magnet set up where I have them done now. And this guy is still producing, but obviously not as much, because there's no power going into it. And I got it turned off. But it runs really well off this single coil. And this is not a very big coil, but it's a Sky Collection coil, so it works really well no matter what. Anyway, I think I'm going to set this guy up now, because I'm really proud of the way this guy printed out. I mean, it printed out beautifully. Of course, I've got all these snapped together. But yeah, this guy came out really nice. I love that A1 printer. So let me get this puppy set up and I'll bring you guys back. Stay tuned. All right, so I got this guy set up. I've got to make, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bearings on here, but it doesn't go smoothly if I hold the shaft, because it's rubbing up against these, so I have to make little sleeves for it, but it does work really good like this. Over here is the output. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. It's working really nice, and if I go like this, I can really juice it up. Normally I would do this would be bolted down. I have bolts, I have holes for the bolts that'll go in there. But I want to yeah. So I'm just setting it up for right now. Nice and smooth, man. All right, let me figure out how, oh yeah, and the light is now solid. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a solid light, meaning I'm getting a lot of output from the back EMF. All right, let me figure out what I'm going to do with this. Stay tuned. All right, so I figured out it'll stay stationary if I move these away from here. It'll stay stationary on the rotor, but I have to push those in. I don't want to do that, but let's, oops. Get it going. Got a solid output again. I should have bought my tack over here. I want to see how fast it's going. Because normally I have it spinning on the outer bearings and the inner bearings at the same time. But right now it's only spinning on the outer bearings, because I need to get some sleeves that'll sit in on the inner bearing race and hold it in place. And making a lot of noise because it's not tied down, but once I put some pressure on it, yeah, she's flying. But yeah, let me stop this. Unfortunately, I'm in my new but not finished shop, because I haven't even started on the house yet. Ugh. But it gives me a lot more room in here, but of course I don't have my 3D printer here. I don't have any of my, I've got a lot of tools here, but not everything I need. So I'll have to come back. So I'll post this guy tonight and we'll see what happens. But thanks for watching.